are at the actual Facebook offices where they have amazing food and beautiful, comfortable studio. I'm David Michaels. I'm the Senior Vice President of the Daytime Emmy Awards. I work for the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. And I am here with Emmy nominee Carolyn Hennesy.
Why don't I just take it home now?
Yeah. Let's just skip the whole ceremony.
Pretty.
Yeah. No, so Carolyn is nominated, surprisingly not for her great work on General Hospital, but for work on a digital series this time called The Bay, which is a really great series.
Thank you so much. Yep.
And
got some competition though. Kim Whitley and Jade, and then there and Natalia Livingston.
Yeah.
Not from The Bay, from something else. And How Much Do We Love Natalia? But
right.
it's a tough category. But you could have knocked me over with a feather this morning.
No, and part of my job is I have to watch every single one of these reels to what we call vet them, and make sure that they play first of all, but also make sure that they fit the rules and that and all of that. And I was really taken with your reel.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's a wonderful, I guess, kind of fantasy segment.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It's sort of a past dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just wonderful, and I love you on G8.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
So before we get questions from people, let me ask you, what out of all your stuff do you get the most recognized from?
If they are over 4 feet tall, then it's General Hospital. If they are under 4 feet tall, it's Jessie. It's ABC Disney's Jessie.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, the love to hate her, hate to love her, Mrs. Chesterfield. Yeah. And listen, I will be moving around Costco, trying to keep my eyes straight, and I'll see parents with kids, and if their eyes go big as saucers, and they kind of cling to their mom, it's like we've had a Mrs. Chesterfield sighting. Oh yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to much more of you on GH. I hope.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah.
That's the greatest character.
Diane Miller is
she just pulls it together.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
And when I am not there, I usually they can find me chained to the studio door. It's like I don't care. This show I will be. Let me in. Let me do. Let me do because I love Diane so much.
So we want all of you to type some questions in the comments section that we can answer right here, right now. But maybe to get us started, I know that when this was publicized, some people sent in questions in advance. So the first comment I'm reading is congratulations on your Emmy nomination.
Thank you, whoever.
I love.
God bless you.
Yeah, this won't be hard to take. I love your character of Diane Miller on General Hospital, as do we all. And how many Emmy nominations have you had?
This is my second.
Good.
I never thought I would say that in a million years.
So two's the charm.
Two is the charm.
Right.
Let's hope so. Yes, the first was actually in 2010, Best Supporting Actress for Diane Miller.
Right.
And then this. Thank you, Gregory Martin. Thank you, Lily Melgar. She knows why.
Okay.
For this.
They're
exactly.
good people over
no
there.
laughing from the peanut gallery, but she knows. Anyway.
Okay, so now going to the other side of the universe, how did you get involved in wildlife conservationism?
Very long story, very quick. I have a wonderful Twitter fan following, wonderful numbers. And many years ago, about 11 years ago, a fan tweeted to me a video from Ringling Brothers that said, boycott Ringling Brothers, they abuse their elephants. And I watched the video and I said, yes, boycott Ringling Brothers. And a wonderful man named Gray Stafford, who has become my animal mentor in all things animal advocacy. He's also a huge General Hospital fan. And he found me online and he wrote, thank you so much for your love and care of animals. You might want to know this. And he told me some facts about Ringling Brothers and how their elephant breeding program was one of the best in the nation. And that video was 20 years old. And so I had that sort of aha moment that I do not appreciate from anybody in any sector where you speak without knowing the facts. And I did, and I said, I will never do that again. And so I started learning, and researching both sides, and came down firmly on the advocacy side. And so that's, if anybody wants to ask me about it, find me online. You can find me on, I've got Instagram, I'm on Twitter, so find me. And because facts are knowledge, knowledge is power. So there you go.
That was really important. Because I hate when people go flying off the handle and they don't really know.
And they
what-
don't know,
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
no, you got to know what you're talking about if you talk.
Yep. That's where we're going to be very careful what we say to you guys.
But actually, we do have some very exciting information. We have a very exciting announcement. We're just going to keep you hanging. What do you
Yeah.
think about that?
So
All right?
stay with us.
So stay with us because we have it. For the fans, a huge announcement.
Yes. All right, now we're going to the other side of the universe. Is Barbara Rush really your aunt? You're both so beautiful, and I can see that.
Well, God bless you. Yes, she's my mother's older sister. In fact, she's 90, and she still
Wow.
looks like she glistens. She's so
Wow.
beautiful. And I'm producing something called Bleeding Hearts, and we had to do a promo for it, and we got my aunt to be in it. So I have now actually acted with my Aunt Barbara, the legendary Aunt, Barbara Rush,
She's amazing.
who in her day was as beautiful, if not more beautiful, than Ava Gardner. Seriously, than Vivian, than Elizabeth Taylor. Barbara was so beautiful it makes your head spin. So there you go. And yes, she's my aunt. And thank you so much.
How nice.
I got the bones. That's what I
Yeah.
got.
So send us your questions. I don't know if y'all watched the Emmy nominations on the talk today, and also the release is out. So it's like 5 seconds after the talk started, everyone knew everything.
Everyone knew everything.
That's
Except
the way-
me.
Right, and on Facebook and on. Were you the voice of Bambi's mother?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I call it Bambi 2, The Reckoning. Yes, and you know what was so interesting about that? Here's a little secret. So Bambi's mother, right? But it's like what voice of Bambi's deceased mother. So they had me record my lines. They played it backwards. I had to learn it backwards. And then I recorded it backwards, and then they played it forwards. So it's an incredible jumble. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, very, very interesting technique.
Wow, Bambi's mom.
Bambi's
I mean,
dead mother. Shed a tear.
Bambi's dead mom.
Bambi's
yeah.
dead mom.
Yeah.
But yes, I was.
And so this one, they're asking, how can we watch you on Facebook for the Daytime Emmys? And are you excited about that?
I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely
I'm
thrilled.
excited
Are you
about it.
kidding me? Are you kidding me? To get to spend time with all of you, but to spend time on the red carpet for the technicals, and maybe sort of interview myself for the technicals. Because
Yeah.
at some point, I'm going to have to leave and walk down the carpet and then interview me. How are you feeling tonight, Carolyn?
That's right.
Well, I'm feeling very excited. Thank you very much, Carolyn. And then we get to go to the gifting suite, and then we get to go to, the big show. The bigger show, I should say. Actually,
Yeah.
all of these weigh the same.
They're
You know,
heavy.
they're very,
They
very
are
heavy.
lethal weapons.
That's right.
Yes, they are
Primetime
so
Emmys,
heavy.
daytime Emmys, it's all the same.
Yeah.
They're all wonderful.
And
So,
they're
yeah.
heavy. In the old days, like when we used to have them and win them before TSA and all of that stuff, we used to bring them on the plane and run up and down the thing with them. Now, I mean, I don't know what happens.
They're serious. They're weapons. They're weapons. They could
Well,
be weapons.
no, I mean, this is sharp.
Right.
And, but
TSA won't let you
But
take
I
it.
remember flight attendants passing them around and posing with them, and there was no real security.
That's right.
You know,
Coffee,
so-
tea, Emmy.
Yeah.
Coffee, tea,
Yeah.
Emmy.
But now it's very, it's not convenient.
No, it's not.
But-
It's not.
But you
I
get
would,
it home
I would still
somehow.
take it through
You
TSA.
get it home
I'd say,
somehow.
you know what, you
Yeah,
can take
yeah.
this away from me, we're going to have a tussle.
All right, so did you like working on Dawson's Creek?
I loved it. I loved Dawson's Creek. First of all, Wilmington, North Carolina. Just a charming, charming town. And it was my first time really kind of on location. And so they'd fly me out. I'd work for a week. I'd work one day. And then my flight wasn't for 5 days later to come home. So I started pottery classes.
Oh.
I took tours of the town. I got to know the shopkeepers. My little favorite restaurants. Had a wonderful, wonderful time. And visited, I believe it's the very first Krispy Kreme in the nation. I could be wrong. But Wilmington and the Yacht Club, where we filmed, about an hour away. And every morning, because we filmed at night, every morning my driver Big John would take me home, and I'd say, John, he'd say, I can't stop, Carolyn. I can't stop. I've got a schedule. And I said, if the Tot Donuts Now sign is on, you're stopping. And inevitably we did. And I got 6 for him and 6 for me, and we ate them like gangbusters.
And then the next day he still argued with
And the next day he still argued with me. But yes, I loved Dawson's Creek. And Mrs. Valentine was such a wonderfully horrible character. Just wonderfully horrible. Like, it's along the lines of Penelope Ellis in Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
But, that
Yeah.
But always getting their comeuppance.
Yeah.
Always getting the comeuppance. That's the fun. That's the fun part. Love Dawson's Creek.
Okay, you guys sending your questions in?
Yeah.
Good. I hear you are.
What do we got?
Well, here I got one more here. I don't know how you're supposed to answer this if it's a bad answer, but did you like working with Reba McEntire?
Who wouldn't?
Right. That's a. I was hoping that was.
Who
the answer.
wouldn't? Not only did I love working with Reba McEntire, but here's a fun little bit of trivia. They were setting up for a scene. It was me, Reba, and some other actor, maybe the guy who played my son. I'm not sure who it was. And we were off waiting to enter on to come on the set. And it was so long that Reba McEntire started singing. And I think she might have been singing "Mine Eyes Have Seen the Glory" or something very American. And I just sort of froze because I was getting a personal concert from Reba McEntire.
Wow.
Which you pause everything for that, because you pause everything for that voice. And I just was like, yes, ma'am.
She's just so.
Yes, ma'am.
She does kind of everything. She does everything.
She's a multi-talented
I
woman.
loved her sitcom, and
So did I.
I saw her at the Hollywood Bowl. She did the musical South Pacific. She was great.
Didn't she also do Annie Gets Your Gun? Didn't she do Annie?
I think she did
or
it.
Calamity
did she-
Jane? Or
No,
something.
I think she did it on Broadway.
I think she did Annie on Broadway. Yeah, Annie
yeah.
Gets Your Gun. That is.
And a bunch of people did, and I think Susan Lucci did part of that run, and Reba did part of that run, and Bernadette Peters.
And Bernadette
Yeah.
Peters.
But, yeah.
Multi-talented women.
All right, I loved you in Once Upon a Time. Wish they had continued that storyline.
Wouldn't that have been fun?
I guess you're not
Jiminy
gonna argue
Cricket's
with that.
mother, Myra and Myrna. No, Myron and Myrna.
Myron and Myrna.
Martin and Myrna.
I don't know.
Well, all I know is that I was Myrna. And the horrible, evil puppet show that they had, which they created, of course, by giving this potion to these young kids. And I loved that. The wig was about 17 pounds. And they put this hair, why would you do that? This isn't long hair. They put it in these tiny little pin curls. And they put a 17-pound wig on my head. And I had indentations from all those pin curls all over my head. Aside from that, it was fabulous. It was wonderful.
All right, so here's some of our recent stuff. Go General Hospital.
Go GH.
Okay, Dangerous. Who's your favorite co-star to work with? Diane rocks.
Thank you.
This is from it's from Bobby.
Thank you, Bobby. It's always Nancy Lee Grahn. I worship her, and she's nominated.
She is
she's
nominated.
and
She had a great reel.
Gosh, I mean, we hope for roles like that. I do.
Yeah.
I love Nancy Lee. She's funny. She's what I like to call, and I've actually worked with a lot of these recently. Kelly Bishop was another one. She's a great broad.
Kelly Bishop, love her.
Right? Gilmore Girls. Nancy Lee is a great broad in the best and only sense of the word. She's got great timing, she's smart, she's funny, she's a professional, she knows how to take it and dish it out, and I just have the best time with her.
So I have to ask the Facebook folks, am I supposed to read people's whole names or just their first names?
It's up to you.
Let's give them all a shout out.
We have Rose Wolf Donnell.
Hello, Rose Wolf Donnell.
So I don't know how you're going to answer this, but are they ever going to find out Ava messed with Morgan's meds, and is he coming back?
Oh, honey. You're cute, Rose. You're adorable. So here's the deal with this, okay? Years ago, I would get a package delivered to my door, and it would be the script. And it would also be a synopsis of every act for that day and what was going on. And then they left off the script, and we just had the synopsis. So I knew what was going on in other various storylines of the show. Now, I get my scenes. So I don't know what's going on, basically, in any other part of the show. I don't know if they're going to find out that Ava messed with Morgan's meds. I don't know.
Or if Morgan's going to not be dead.
Or if Morgan's going to not
Nobody
be
knows
dead.
that. Right.
I don't know, but I will try and find out along with you.
Yeah.
And I hope they do. That's all I'm saying about that.
So I should just read this because it's so nice to you. It's not a question, but Jennifer Campbell, your fan. Hi, hotness. You look marvelous, darling. I don't have a question, but I did want to say congrats on your nom and the best of luck to you. You're absolutely fabulous in whatever you do, and you totally deserve this. Love you.
Jennifer Campbell is one. She's actually a very, very good friend. She's a fan who has sort of kind of made that very interesting transition, and I've talked with her. And you talk about a beautiful girl. It's kind of crazy. But, so hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hotness sends love right back to you. Smart as a whip, that girl, too.
All right, Richard Sims. Will there be more books in your Pandora series? Might it become a movie TV series?
There won't be any more books in that series of 7. There may be an alternate series based on the character of Homer, who, as everyone who has read the Pandora series knows, was the gladiator school dropout. And yes, there is very, very serious interest about turning Pandora into a feature-length film and then hopefully a live-action series.
Cool.
So.
Cool. Candy Rackor wants to know, aside from everything you're doing, do you have any new projects coming out?
Well, Candy should actually know this, because Candy and I just spent the last month in Atlanta.
You seriously know Candy?
I seriously know Candy.
Okay.
Candy Rackor is, she's, again, a fabulous, Candy's another great broad. And she and I just did Saint Agatha, which is a film, a feature film. It's a horror film. It's Carolyn, like no one's ever seen Carolyn before. And it was helmed by Darren Lynn Bousman, who many, if the horror fans are out there, they will know. He directed Saw 2, 3, and 4. So this man knows from blood. And it's a wonderful film. And Candy, I played a Mother Superior, and I had 3 henchmen, but they were actually these 3 fabulous nuns, and Candy was one of them. Okay, so Candy knows, and she's terrific.
So I hope I'm not butchering these. Sherry Markarian wants to know what it's like working with Maurice Bernard. Right, yeah.
Maurice Bernard, who should get another Emmy some point soon, because he's that good. When I do have the chance to work with Maurice, you just look in those eyes and forget the dimples, forget the slick back hair, forget that fabulous chiseled face. When you look in those eyes, Maurice gives you, as an actor, so much. It's like literally a buffet. And you can pick and choose what you want, because he gives everything in as far as I'm concerned, in every scene. So and that's with me. I don't know how other actors feel. I'm sure they have to feel the same way, because it just kind of comes at you like heat. So
yeah, well, that's how it comes across.
Yeah, he's great, and he's kind of a cut up offset too.
I just have to read this because I love it. It's a gentleman, Casey Hutchison. Oh my God, Diane from GH, love you. Had to read that one.
It's all caps.
Right. Oh, and our friend Dan J. Kroll.
Dan J. Kroll.
What sort of surprises and fun are you planning for the red carpet?
Oh my gosh.
Not to put you on the spot.
Well, there may be some magicians. I might have some. I don't know. We will see. We'll see. If I told you, they wouldn't be a surprise, right?
Right.
There will be shenanigans aplenty. We may have some surprise guests. Maybe not. I don't know. Watch.
Yeah.
There may be a lot of gown changes.
Right, now I'm switching back. True Blood fan here. Did you like playing Rosalyn?
Oh, I have been so blessed in my career to date. There really hasn't been anything that I haven't adored, just loved. And Rosalyn Harris on True Blood, with that sort of Texas twang, she looked like a combination of Barbara Bush and Diane Feinstein, and with these suits, these kind of crazy fun Chanel suits.
Yeah, I don't think of you like either of those.
I know, but listen, I had, believe it or not, I had about 15 extra pounds on me when I did that, or maybe it was 20. I slimmed down, and the hair was piled high. Hair was up to God, and very conservative. But what was interesting about Rosalyn is that I gave Rosalyn a secret that I was actually able to play for the first 6 episodes. That Rosalyn, and this is, I don't know if anybody knows this, that Rosalyn was deeply in love with Vampire Roman. Deeply in love, played by Christopher Maloney. And, vampires they'll just, have it off with anybody, right? They'll sleep with anybody. And I played it that Rosalyn had never, ever been intimate with Roman, and she was pining for him. So,
Wow.
yeah, so I loved that. That was a lot of
Gives it
fun.
another level, right?
I hope so, yeah.
So Debbie Foley says, I love your style. Do you pick your own clothes out?
In real life, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and sometimes I actually am able to pick for Diane. Sometimes. But I do. And right? A red David Hayes suit will get you in any door in the world. So thank you.
Now that looks so great.
Isn't that fun? Isn't this hilarious?
Yeah, that.
Okay, so
Talk about that.
Well, in Atlanta, where I was filming St. Agatha, there are lots of antique stores, and I went into this sort of mid-century modern antique store, and I thought, well, there's nothing really for me here. And then I looked in the case, and it's like, bung! This just screamed. Apparently it's an Eisenberg, and I didn't know. But after the Great War, jewelers from Germany that were coming over, they really didn't have anything to do, so they started making costume jewelry. And this, the great heavy pieces. And this is a fur clip. I don't wear fur, but I'll sure wear the clip.
And what about the ring?
This I got in Venice, Italy. Isn't that fun? It's supposed to be. It's a represent of the Doge of Venice, sort of the leader of Venice. It's a representation of his hat.
Very cool.
Can also eat cereal with it.
Love it. We got her back here. Can't wait to watch you on the red carpet for Facebook Live. Is there anyone on your must-speak to list?
I've got to talk to Nancy. I have to talk to Nancy Lee Graham. Yeah. And I have to sort of take Natalia and Jade and sort of guide them down the street to Hamburger Hamlet and tell them to wait there. That's where it's going to be.
And are you excited about shopping for an Emmy dress, or do you already have something wonderful in your closet?
Oh, I'm shopping. Please, I am shopping. I'm shopping many places, probably for a number of dresses, because Facebook Live, we're going to be at a number of events. So, you want to see the rotating deliciousness of the gowns.
But that's fun.
Oh, please.
Because you know what? We do creative arts on Friday night, and we do the broadcast on Sunday.
Right.
I have to wear a black tuxedo.
For both?
Yeah, I changed the color of the shirts and maybe the color of the shoes or sneakers, but I have to wear a tuxedo.
I'm wondering maybe if one night I should wear a tuxedo.
That would be spectacular.
I might wear a tuxedo. I might wear a tuxedo.
I just think women have much more fun with fashion.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Well, and women can have a hell of a lot of fun with a tuxedo, too.
All right, so let's see. I am told that we have one more question, so...
And then an announcement.
And an announcement, yes, if we can. All right, so I'll pick...
Is that a drum roll?
I'll pick this one. Kelsey Jenkins would like to know the scene on General Hospital you're the most proud of. I think that's a good question. Probably hard to answer
That I am
right off.
most proud of. I believe Max and I have just had a fight, and I'm sort of slumped down on the ground, and oh gosh, what's interesting is that it was on the reel for which I was nominated back in 7 years ago. I just remember thinking that it was you fans will know, you'll be able to and I think I had a glove on, like a kitchen glove. Not quite sure what was going on, but the fans will know because they're so on top of this
Yes.
thing. That, and when I confessed to being really partially at fault for Michael going to Pentonville.
Again, I have to slip in one more because I love this from Cindy Del Vecchio. Who would you like to see Diane hook up with? I love that.
He's off the show and living in Amsterdam. Luke! Oh,
Luke.
come on. Tony Geary, Luke.
Do you stay in touch?
I write him occasionally. He's come on back. Should we announce what we're going to
before
announce?
they throw us out of here, let's...
Yeah. You want to go for it?
You go for it.
Okay.
You're the star.
Okay, the details will be over here with this gentleman, but this year we're bringing it back. It hasn't happened for a long time. We are selling tickets to the daytime Emmys to the fans. So buy those tickets. Come and say hello.
We're not in a ballroom this time. We're into the Pasadena Civic Auditorium, which is a gorgeous theater. So it's an actual proscenium theater, kind of the way it was in the years at Radio City, which some of us are old enough to remember, right?
I've walked by the building.
So tomorrow, if you just go to the Daytime Emmys Facebook page, There will be a link which will tell you everything you need to do in order to buy tickets while they last. So we want to see all of you there. We want to hear you all screaming. And yeah, and I would just like to thank our little group at Facebook here, who welcomed us so well and smiling at us through the whole thing, making us feel like we're doing good.
The occasional chuckle. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for having us, and I hope we can do this again. Thank you, Carolyn, for coming down.
Please.
And make sure that they tune in on Facebook to watch you live on both red carpets.
Tune in on
Absolutely.
Facebook to watch us live on both red carpets. Stay tuned.
the gifting lounge, and the gifting lounge.
And follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Come on, we're here for you.
Yep.